So a friend of mine asked me to talk about motivation, how we can get motivation and how we can stay motivated. And I thought, hey, that's a great idea. So let's talk about it. According to Google, the definition of motivation is the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a certain way. For a long time, the way I saw motivation was as an external factor. So I would feel motivated to do what I need to do, and then I would get it done. I would feel motivated, I would act, and I would meet my goal. Now, vice versa, if I didn't feel motivated, I wouldn't really act and I wouldn't really get anything done. Now, there are so many ways to be motivated. Maybe you're motivated through this video. Maybe you're motivated through music. That's why we listen to pump up music before we go to the gym, because it motivates us to lift. We can get motivated through speeches, through other people's lives, through podcasts, through sermons, through songs. There are many ways to feel motivated. Now, that is the problem, that motivation is a feeling. As you know, throughout the day, we go through a spectrum of emotions. It could be from happiness to sadness to joy to anger, whatever it is, contentment. There's so many emotions that we feel. But one thing to realize about emotions is that they don't last forever. They're ups and downs. We're sometimes here, sometimes there. Just like that, motivation is not a constant factor. It is an up, it comes and goes. If you were to plot my life on a graph based on motivation, it would look like this. Spurts of motivation, productivity, and then I would not feel motivated. I don't really get anything done. And this just goes back and forth, up and down, motivated, not motivated, motivated, not motivated. So the question is, how can we stay on this middle plane where whether we're motivated or not, we're still productive, still getting things done? And this is where I want to talk about discipline versus devotion. Discipline versus devotion. Several months ago, earlier this year, I wanted to get back into weightlifting, back into the gym, back into working out and eating right. And I told myself, all right, 6 days a week, I'm going to hit the gym. Not only that, I'm not going to save it for the end of the day, because if I do, I'm never going to get it done. I'm going to go at the butt crack of dawn. I'm going to wake up at 4:30, get to the gym by 5, get home by 7. It's going to be a great start to the day. Now, if you want to wake up that early, you got to go to bed early. You got to hit the bed by 8 p.m. Okay? So that in itself was a struggle for me. Secondly, I was in Chicago at the time and it's freezing cold, especially at 4 a.m. So I had to dress up in full attire, get back into get into the car, drive to the gym. That in itself was a whole thing. Just the whole process of it. Not only that, if you haven't worked out for a while, you know that everything is sore. Scratching your back hurts, wiping your butt hurts, picking up a backpack and putting on a jacket. Everything just hurts because you're just sore. Your body's not used to it. And I didn't like it. First 2-3 weeks of it, it just sucked. And I remember about 2 months after I had started, it was a Sunday, and Sundays are my rest day, so I just chill, I don't work out, and I just relax. And I was sitting there in the living room with my roommate, and I remember telling him, bro, I feel this urge to bench press. I'm craving it right now. I want to go to the gym right now, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow morning where I can go to the gym. And I thought in that moment, what used to be a struggle and a pain in the butt for me to do has now become something that I love to do. Not just love to do, I'm craving it. I really want to just freaking do it. I want to go bench press. And I realized that before it becomes a devotion, it is a discipline. When it came to motivation, James Clear said this and it always stuck with me. Action is not the effect of motivation, it is the cause. I want to say that again. Action is not the effect of motivation, it is the cause of motivation. A lot of us, we want to get to the place where we're devoted and we're passionate and we're craving to do something. We're so, in love with doing it. We want to pray and talk to God and see things happen and God really move in our life. But do we really want to read our Bible and pray every day on a consistent basis? I've been reading about Daniel in the Bible, and he prayed 3 times a day. There's nothing in the Bible that says you need to pray a certain number of times a day. In fact, 1 Thessalonians says pray without ceasing. You just do it all the time. But Daniel disciplined himself 3 times a day to talk to God, because he knew that if he didn't discipline himself to do it, he just wouldn't do it. A lot of us, we want to be, in better shape. We want to be more toned, 6-pack abs, or whatever it is. We want to be in better shape and eat right, and we want to be a healthier lifestyle. But how many of us want to go to the gym on a consistent basis, say no to the things that we shouldn't eat, and fill our bodies with more healthier foods? We want to be better employees, but how many of us want to go through the discipline of taking on more work than we should, more than our job requires us to do it, show up early, leave late, and grind on a daily basis? Many of us, we want better relationships, but how many of us are willing to put in the discipline to work on ourselves and to love somebody else even on the days where we don't like them? How many of us are willing to go through the discipline first before it becomes a devotion? I made a video several weeks ago called Pretend to be Him. And basically the concept of the video was Ask yourself in any moment, what should I be doing right now? And then go do it. The Nike ad doesn't say, wait for yourself to feel motivated and then do it, or wait for her to text you first before you ask her out on a date. No, it says, do it! Just do it! Just do it. The concept is realize what you need to do and just go do it. Hebrews 12:11 says, no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. There's so many keywords in this one verse. First is, it doesn't seem pleasant. It is painful. That's something you got to realize about discipline. Before it becomes something that you love to do, before I loved and craved a bench press, I hated it. I hated waking up at 4 and, everything is just dark. The birds are not even chirping. Nobody is awake, but I am getting full dressed, to go to the gym. Secondly, I hated feeling sore all the time and hurting and the discipline of just going through it. But, it was only after that. It says later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. Not just righteousness and peace, but a harvest and abundance for those who have been trained by it. On the days where I have my schedule planned out to the T, those are the days that I am the most productive and even have extra free time at the end of the day just to chill and relax. On the days where I'm like, I'm just going to go with the flow, I'm a free spirit, those are the days I get nothing done. My least productive days are those. I was talking to a friend about discipline, and we were talking about how it seems so monotonous, though, to do the same thing every day. And in a way it is. If you want to be in a better spiritual state, you got to read your Bible and pray on a consistent daily basis, seeking God on a daily basis. If you want a better body, you got to go to the gym on a consistent daily basis. You don't just get your results in a day or two. It takes days, weeks, months, and especially in some of these cases, what we're talking about, years for us to see the result. James Clear gave this example of an ice cube in a room. Now, picture an ice cube on a table in a room, and the room is at 25 degrees. So you raise the temperature to 26, to 27, to 28, to 29. Nothing of the ice cube has changed. It's still in its solid state. It's still an ice cube. You raise it up from 29 to 30 to 31. Still nothing. It's only when you hit 32 that the ice cube starts melting. Now, were all those increments of the temperature before in vain? No, because even though you didn't see it, there was a change occurring. So that's another thing you got to realize. Before we hit that point of seeing results, there's so much that is happening that has to happen before. Daily steps that we need to take before we get to that point. James Clear said that breakthrough moments are often the result of many previous actions which build up the potential required to unleash a major change. People make a few small changes, they fail to see a tangible result, and they decide to stop. Once this kind of thinking takes over, it's easy to let good habits fall by the wayside. We live in a microwave society where we want the results right away. We just want to put it in the microwave, ding ding, the results are there. Especially in today's world of social media, things can go viral overnight, and people are just exalted to celebrity status for doing nothing, in my opinion, for absolute. It happens so quickly times, but in the majority of our lives, that's not how it's going to be. What we want, the results that we want are going to require daily, monthly, yearly, hourly just work and discipline that we have to put into it. Take this YouTube channel, for example, my YouTube channel. You guys see this final video product, but you guys don't see that I worked on this video starting a week ago, working on scripts on a daily basis, working on the script, what I'm going to say, not only what I'm going to say, but the Bible verses I'm going to use. I need to study the Bible. I need to read the Bible. I got to know it. I got to know my sources. I got to know what I'm reading. I got to talk to people. I got to learn. I got to learn about these lights that I have to set up, the correct way to set it up, the bokeh, all these, the light that I have here, the light that I have there, the soundproofing here, the microphone that I have right here. There's just so much that I have to learn on a daily basis in order to produce this video, even this camera, even everything that I do. And there are days where I just don't want to do it. There are days I'm just like, I can do it the night before. But there is a daily struggle and a daily discipline that I got to go through in order to make these videos. If you've been to the gym for any amount of time, you know that there are days where you just don't want to go to the gym. But those are the days where you know that if you just walk into the gym, just take a few steps into the gym, you're good. Because once you've just shown up. The power of showing up is so powerful. So I know that even though I don't feel like working on a script, if I just start typing the first few words, I'm good, because that's when my passion and drive for doing and making these videos kicks in, and I just start, the motivation comes as a result of me acting on it. James Clear, he gave an example of his client who wanted to get into better shape, and his client would, after work, go to the gym, go to the locker room, change, and then leave. He would go back home. He wouldn't work out. So he did this for, a couple months. He would work, go to the gym, change, and then leave. After a few months, he decided, I'm already here. Like, I'm already showing up on a daily basis. It's already part of my habit. Might as well just work out while I'm here. That's where we need to realize the power of just simply showing up. In Titus 1:8, it says, "Be hospitable, a lover of good, self-controlled, upright, holy, and disciplined." Proverbs 25:28 says, "A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls." And I want to end this video with this quote that I heard from Derek Sivers. And this quote really resonated with me. And it goes like this: "When you experience someone else's genius work, a little part of you feels, that's what I could have, would have, and I should have done. Someone else did it, you didn't. They fought the resistance, you gave in to the distractions. They made it a top priority, you said you're going to get it done someday. They took the time and you meant to. When this happens, you can take it two ways. You could let that part of you give up. Oh well, now I don't need to make that anymore. Or you can do something about that jealous pain. Shut off your phone, kill the distractions, make it top priority, and spend the time." And this is my favorite part of the quote. "It takes many hours to make what you want to make. The hours don't just suddenly appear. You have to steal them from comfort." Guys, I feel like we focus on motivation too much in our lives. We want to feel motivated before we do something, but forget the feeling of motivation. Forget how we feel about a certain situation. We need to realize that before it is a devotion, before it's something that we love to do, it is a discipline, something that we have decided that we're just gonna do on a daily basis, whether I feel like doing it or not. The best things in life, the things that are worth striving for, need to be strived for. You have to work in order to get it. Some of the best things of life require self-discipline. Now it's content for another video, but they require self-discipline. They require self-control. They require delayed gratification. So in this whole area of motivation and getting things done, I realized that, like James Clear said, action is not the effect of motivation, it is the cause. So for me, I wrote down my identity in God. This is who I am in Christ, and this is how it affects the major important areas of my life. Then I wrote down the goals in those major areas, and then practical steps that I need to do on a daily basis. That's regardless of whether I feel motivated or not. If you rely on the feeling of motivation, you're relying on something that might never come. But you need to realize that as you do, motivation is just a byproduct of your actions. Before it is a devotion, before it's something that you love to do, it's going to be something that you might hate to do. Before it is a devotion, it is a discipline. That's all I have to say for this one, so I'm out.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!